Luna Ascending by Zaina Wilder. Copyright Zaina Wilder 2024. All rights reserved. Chapter 38. Dirk. Finally, things are pulling together. I have Freya and a group of shifters loyal to me. The pack's distrust of all things foreign, however, needs work. Somewhere in my tangle of thoughts is a plan. I can so nearly see it, taste it. Every time I think I've found a solid way forward, there's a barrier, an obstacle, and the strands slip through my fingers. My thoughts jumble. It doesn't make coherent sense. Not yet, but it's there, the plan, dancing at the edge of my mind. Poor Tavy, he's the only one I'm inflicting my rambling thoughts on. I can't talk to Freya, not yet. She needs to understand more first. More about being a sea, more about herself. And like this, just maybe I can protect her a little longer. From my pack. From how vehemently anti-hybrid some of them are, including my father. She doesn't need their shit piled on her. Not just yet. Not when she's so new to all this. She's not thick. She's aware of the distrust. But she's putting it down to the coven being such assholes. She's convinced herself she can win the pack over. Persuade them that not all witches are bad. But she has no idea how long my father's twisted thoughts have been infiltrating our pack. She feels she's found her place. And she has, damn it. His poison cannot be allowed to affect her. Which means, for now, I keep my thoughts to myself. Morganna's suppression charm was a stroke of genius. A handful of the council now have a healthy respect for Freya as Luna-in-waiting, and I've found a new ally, Morganna. Her desire for revenge is truly awe-inspiring. With everything that's been done to her, Morganna is viciously against everything the Coven stand for. She will stop at nothing. She's the ingredient we've been missing. I'm hoping I can use her hatred to rile up the pack. She is, after all, the wife of their old and much beloved Beta. Preparation for my blooding in has begun. Freya will be Luna-in-waiting until she turns 25, then she'll be Luna officially, but I'm already of age, and this pack has waited too long already. Normally, we'd wait until we're both old enough, but my father has retired to his room and refuses to leave, refuses to lead. He's licking his wounds, feeling sorry for himself, playing the woe is me card, rather than stepping up and admitting his mistake. Some alpha. Whenever I talk to him, though, he's still filled with rage at the thought of his pack having an alpha with a hybrid mate. And yet, he can't present me with another solution. Not that I damn well want him to, but it shows how much he's unravelling. He should know the pack can't continue without someone at the helm. Truth be told, I don't think he wants to give up the power, but he's incapable of wielding it anymore. He's expecting the pack to wait for him, wait until he can pick up the reins. Screw that. He's going to get a surprise. A nasty one. With Reynard gone, the council is quick to vote that between my father and I'm now the stronger alpha. Those that hate Freya and what she stands for are keeping their thoughts to themselves. A leaderless pack is more of a liability than a hybrid Luna, for the moment. In the longer term, it's dangerous, and I don't trust them. Not around my Freya. But for now, I doubt anyone would be as bold as to attack their alpha heir's mate. The council all agree. The pack needs every little advantage there is against the Coven. Without a proper leader, we're a target. and a blooding-in ceremony is an excuse for celebration. Hell, do we all need that right now? It'll be a good opportunity to solidify the pack and rekindle the bonds between our neighbours. Freya will be formally introduced as our future Luna. Here's hoping the packs involved in my failed Luna rite won't be too pissed. I need them. The Volmans might even be able to cast some light on the ASC aspect of Freya's heritage, if they can be persuaded not to take offence. Over their years of travel, the Volmans have gathered vast quantities of historical information, and Estella Runic is swiftly becoming the best of the best when it comes to bringing ancient truths to light. We need to shore up our interpack connections. From the hostages' tales, I know we're not the only one with coven problems. I have to get the other packs to admit it, because there's no other way. The packs have to band together. At the very least, the other packs deserve to know the coven's plan with the hybrids. My phone pings. Aurora's wish list, I read, snorting at the audacity of my wee sister. I skim it. Honey-infused bath bombs, honey body lotion, berry-scented perfume, a honey-themed birthday cake. My eye twitches. Her obsession with that damned bear. It is getting too much. Since when would my sister be interested in a wood-carving knife? I scowl, deleting the message. At least she'll be 18 by my ceremony. When the packs gather, she might find someone of her own age to crush on, or even a fated mate. It would get her away from Lyle. I didn't think this generation would have fated mates. Not till recently, and here I am playing matchmaker. Although without her wolf, my gut clenches. Aurora got her wolf early. Had time to forge the bond between the wolf spirit and hers. Our wolves are a gift from the goddess herself, a guide, a mentor, and a fighter, another being in your corner, always. To no longer have that, and yet now be of age to find her fated mate. Without it, there's no guarantee Aurora will recognise him, although he might recognise her. My heart pounds quicker. What if her mate rejects her for it? The prospect of a wolfless shifter as a mate, rejection is a definite possibility. That can't happen to Aurora. She's been through so much. I won't let it. I catch Morganna off guard. The pack grudgingly trusts her enough to allow her to wander around on her own, and Angus has finally stopped trailing her like a puppy everywhere she goes. I know she's only done basic grounding magic with the bracelet off, but I need her to extend herself. Morganna, a word? I ooze alpha. This isn't a request. She dips her head in acknowledgement. Is the pack making you feel more at home? Yes, Alpha, they don't trust me, but she trails off, looking cross. Hardly surprising, Morganna, I snip. Our experience of the coven has taught us to distrust witches, and as soon as you had your power, you nearly brought down my pack house. I hate the coven. Don't dare associate me with them. Her voice rises in a challenge, although she pokes the ground with a toe, not meeting my eye. Perhaps there is a way to prove that and earn your place here? Her head snaps up and she looks directly at me. Tell me, Alpha. How are the coven separating shifters from their animals? I need to know. I need my sister to have her wolf, and I pause, unsure how much to tell this unstable witch. You want to reverse it, Morganna states, matter of fact, shooting me a calculating glance. If you could reverse it, you would gain the loyalty of all those separated, and likely their pack's loyalty too. Very good. You think like a strategist. When you think. She inhales sharply. You have a point, she swallows. But I don't remember. I already told you. I took that on board, Morganna. You will use your magic to look into the hostages' memories. If you do that, you will have proved yourself. Her eyes glint. I can look, but what happens if I lose control? She's not dumb. She knows she's unstable and a risk to us, to herself, and her tenuous position here. I'll take responsibility, Morganna. I am asking you to do this. If it goes wrong, it's on me. She regards me for a long moment, then gives a nod. She slips off her suppression charm and, to my surprise, hands it to me. If there's a problem, Alpha, get it back on me, however you must. I hunt out Carl, the toughest of my newly recruited shifters. He was rogue before. He knows how to look after himself. And now he's young, angry and eager for revenge. But without his wolf, he's got little chance. None of the hostages can recall what happened right before they lost their animals, like it's been deliberately erased. I'm fucking sure it has too. This stinks of the Coven's manipulation. So when I offer him the chance to find out what they did to him, how they did it, he jumps at it. Of course, he assumes we'll be able to reverse it as soon as we know how it happened. And I don't dissuade him of the idea. I have no fucking idea if it's possible, but I need someone to let Morganna rifle through their memories. And he'll do. I need this for Aurora. The pack needs this. In the half-breed and hybrid communities, the rumours are rife. Split shifter numbers are growing. Whoever manages to reverse the separations will gain a shitload of loyal followers. If anyone can do it, it's a powerful witch like Morganna. But hell, we need to know how the separation works first. Anything she can glean from Carl's memories will help. I set them up in a small cottage on the edge of the estate, far enough away from the pack house that I hope any disturbance won't be felt. Tavy paces the tiny room, shoulders hunched. Dirk, I don't know that this is a good idea. Why don't you let me or Freya try? I roll my eyes. Morganna is far more experienced in witchcraft than either of you. My beta is wary of his mother, despite the time she's spent here. He's struggling to bond with her. So I take a chance and mind-link him. And she's more expendable than either of you. His eyes widen slightly, but his face remains otherwise impassive in front of Morganna. He's good, my beta. He knows the implications here. He knows what's at stake. Expanding the pack with new blood is rapidly becoming an obsession for us both. The key to combating both the Coven and the Fade is linked to expanding our narrow horizons. I am sure of it. Opening up the pack to include other species, half-breeds and hybrids, it's the way forward. If I can undo the damage the Coven have done between shifter and animal, I'll have a ready-made army. Morganna gives a little cough, and she and Carol settle down on the cold flagstones to begin. They shut their eyes, and Morganna places a hand cautiously on either side of Carl's head. She leans in and presses her forehead to his. A thrumming fills the air, and the room cools a couple of degrees. The humming intensifies, becoming louder, more insistent, buzzing. I grind the heels of my hands into my ears and force myself to keep watching. Carol's eyes flicker rapidly under his eyelids and his lips start to move. The cottage gives a slight tremor. Tavy and I share a quick glance before moving towards Morganna. I clutch the suppression bracelet in my hand, ready just in case. Morganna starts chanting words in a language I don't understand, and to my shock, both she and Carol lift off the floor. My wolf's hackles rise up, and I have to fight him down to avoid a shift. My feet back toward the door. I've seen Tavy do some little magics, but this feels heavy. It feels different. My heart hammers in my chest. Slowly they both spin in the air, round and round. The humming grows, and the whole cottage shakes. Shit. Morganna's eyes fly open, and she lets out a banshee wail. Her head jerks back, and she stares straight ahead, eyes unseeing. Her hair is on end. With a crash, the windows in the cottage shatter. A candlestick whizzes past my head, other objects flying haphazardly around the room. In the centre, Morganna and Carol whirl faster and faster. I need to get the bracelet on her hand right fucking now, but I can't get close. I'm vaguely aware of Tavy mind-linking me, but I can't clear my head of the thrumming to understand. Suddenly, Freya appears at my side. She takes a look at the room, then a longer look at me, kissing me on the lips, passionately, grounding me. With her touch, my thoughts clear, and the humming is less distracting, less all-consuming. Tavy shakes my shoulder, forcing me to concentrate. Dirk, we'll try to contain Morganna with a spell. You have a few seconds to get the bracelet back on her wrist. A few seconds at most. He gives me a final shake for emphasis, and I nod. Just as we move toward them, Carol drops from Morganna's grasp to the floor. She rises to stand upright, still a good few feet off the ground. Her eyes blaze and the room's edges blur. Shadows flit around the corners of my vision. Now! Scream Tavy and Freya down the mind link. It's tinny and far away, but I feel Freya compelling me forward. They stand on either side of Morganna, eyes shut, chanting. The room hums. I swear the air itself is vibrating. Using every single bit of both my strength and my wolf's, I dart forward against the thickness surrounding me. I'm moving at my fastest, but it's like wading through treacle. As I reach Morganna, her eyes flick to me. Her mouth contorts in a snarl. I snap the bracelet over her wrist. In the same instant, she makes a tiny flick of her wrist, sending me flying. My back slams against the cottage wall so hard, ribs crack. Gasping, I heave a breath in, but there's nothing, no air, just blackness.